Thank you again, Robot AI DJ Suno, for our delightful opening. Welcome to Park Talk Radio. This is one of your hosts, Bill. I'm joined once again by my delightful co-host. We're both co-hosts. We're both equals here. 50-50 split. You get $0, I get $0. I got my buddy Dave here. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I actually, on the way home from work, I was thinking of something to say as an intro kind of thing, but I totally blanked on it just now. But if I think of it, I'll get back to you.
God. You know, on the previous show I worked on, my favorite cold opening was, I'm so fucking excited to be here. I was driving and it took me an hour to get to this podcast recording. And on the way down here on this local highway of I-4, I saw a man with 2 cigars in one hand inside his car, hotboxing himself with his goddamn cigar smoke. And I couldn't believe it. That's an advanced maneuver. I can barely do 1 cigar.
Yeah, that's pretty intense. Well, he was driving?
He was driving down the highway, headed south, where I was going to my podcast recording, and he had 2 cigars in one hand, and he was just had the windows up, hotboxing himself into cigar exhalation.
Oh my!
Oh my! Big reaction from you, D. Great.
Without seeing it, I'm kind of like stunned because I can't even picture it in my head because it just doesn't make sense.
Well,
so
you know a cigar, fat, round, elongated.
Not much of a reaction.
No, but 2 in one hand, you gotta have some big hands.
He must have been driving with his dick.
No, he was one-handed with the cigars. And
he was one-handed, 2 cigars?
2 cigars, one hand. I swear and all that is right. I promise
What's the purpose? What's the purpose?
You gotta take a, quick fast pass, express pass, lightning lane, straight to lung cancer. Don't know what to tell you.
Jeez.
He's probably inhaling it too, like a real rookie.
Like a G.
Like a G. Well, we're happy to have you back here again for Park Talk Radio. I've had a great weekend over at Dave's place. We had an excellent time, most excellent. Up hanging out together. It's first time up there. Not so much park related, but I want to tell you our passion and love and enjoyment for the show, for each other, and for the parks have never been stronger. We're happy to bring to you another fresh, brand new episode. Be sure to follow us on our socials everywhere you go at Park Talk Radio.
I remember my intro. So go ahead, bring me back in.
No, jump it. Go do it. What is it?
No, just bring me back in. Say here's my co-host Dave.
Here's my co-host Dave.
Doing?
How you doing?
Hi. You're a turtle racist. No? Nothing?
Turtle racist?
You're a turtle racist. Oh, okay. So we watched Old Bill and Ted's while he was here, and that's what reminded me of it. And that was one of my.
I couldn't remember.
That was one of my favorite lines from Bill and Ted 2014. Donald Sterling, you're a turtle racist.
Oh, I barely remember the weekend, pal.
They all look alike to me.
It's a Bill and Ted quote. Let's put it on a record.
Yeah, Bill and Ted quote. Yeah. Okay.
I'll start. Thanks for the screeching halt. That was perfect.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to do. I wanted my cold intro, and I lost it, and now I got it.
Be sure to follow our socials everywhere you go at Park Talk Radio. Be sure to tell a friend. It's always great to share. It's the best thing you do for a small business while we have no LLC or anything of that sort. Be sure to tell a friend. Listen to these guys. They're informative. I think that's the most we could definitely say, because the Easter egg segment is bringing a lot of positivity, a lot of great feedback. I don't know if we're funny. We're probably not attractive. There's nothing going for us. But hey, at least we're informative. So check us out. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, Snapchat.
And if you're wondering, if you're like me and you didn't know what an LLC was, as Bill mentioned, it stands for Lovely Long Cock.
That's right.
I just Googled that.
That's right. Limited Liability Corporation.
Oh, well, then my Google is clearly messed up.
I think you're on the flugel. That's where Grinch goes. He uses this flugelhorn. He says, "What this coat? What am I doing here? I need to go to the flugel. What is a who beast? What is a roast beast? I hate it. I hate everything about it." Go to the flugel. Fuck you,
Your
Mayor.
Grinch
You fool. Fuck you. Fuck you, Jeffrey Tambor. You're a terrible mayor.
Your Grinch impression sounds just as good as my Biff impression. All right, punk.
Hold on. No, let me tell you, I've been practicing for years. I always loved to be Grinch, but they always have their casting agents who pick the same ones. Let me give you another real good try. With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. It's okay.
It's better than I could do.
Yeah.
I'm not good with impressions.
Well, I can't do very many. You have Grinch and Patrick Warburton. Hello. Well, welcome to Sword.
The only two you need.
He was actually in California Adventure today. We're recording, as we mentioned in every show note, we're recording on March 15th. He was actually in California Adventure welcoming guests onto Soarin'. Over in California Disneyland, of course. Yeah, it was pretty cool. He had this interesting mustache, which, I don't know, maybe to cover the age lines. Though, again, socials, and to do a brief recap on last show, episode 6, we talked about Bob Iger, CEO of Disney, affirming and being very confident that an Avatar land, a full land experience will be coming to the West Coast at Disneyland in California. The day after, the PR team with Disney went on record to say, and this is a recap of their quarterly earnings, is where Iger made this announcement. They want to say an Avatar experience is coming to California. So even the day after, Iger says, yes, we love it. There's a Orlando land. We're going to do another one in California. PR said, nope. Sorry, hey, hold on. Red light. Alarm, klaxon. We're not confirming a land in California. We're doing an experience, is what we've always said. I mean, come on. How is there such a dichotomy, a dissonance between the CEO and the PR team and just all plans? He's catering to shareholders. Look, I know that. You know that, Dave. We understand why he's saying this. Though, come on. How are you going to do that and hopefully get swept under the rug, swept into the news cycle that what your CEO, your spokesperson, your figurehead is saying? Yeah, Avatar Land, guaranteed. Coming to West Coast, and then PR the next day, marketing. No. It's going to be just an experience. Come on.
Was that Donald Trump?
No, don't say that on here.
I just say
it was just nerds. It was marketing nerds. No, it's not coming. It's experience. No, let's just say it's. Let me say Wayne Selinsky, Rick Moranis, definitely not a impression I can do. That's who I was channeling.
Oh yeah, didn't work out for you.
Nah. I mean, this is nothing new though. We've seen a lot of blue sky ideas perpetrated by Disney, by Bob Iger, and they're saying, yeah. And what's his face? The fucking park director, park president. Can you remember his name? It's Diamaro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great. We could definitely do Indiana Jones at Animal Kingdom. It'd be really, really cool if we did Beyond Big Thunder with a Villain's Land. It'd be really great if we, I've thought about this for a long time. We could do Avatar Land in California. Every fucking time does not occur, does not translate, and here we are. Another time.
No.
Another piece here. That said, we've talked about it last episode. If there's an Avatar experience, you still think it's going to occur in California Adventure, or will it hit downtown Disney? There's plenty of space. They knocked down their AMC over there, the movie theater.
Mm-hmm. I think they make a land out of it. I think the one here in Orlando is very popular. Flight of Passage still sees well over 100-minute waits on a daily basis. I think it's enough to bring people in, and I don't see why they wouldn't do it over there.
Oh, that's a whole other episode of Avatar has not had a cultural impact. You can't name 2 characters from it. That's not the point. You bring a world-class attraction. Now, I don't believe Flight of Passage is a great ride. I don't think it's aged very gracefully either. Though
No.
you bring what is considered by the majority, and that a pundit, a world-class attraction, you will fill the seats. You get a field of dreams situation. And if you look at our most recent reel made by our producer, Brennan, Animal Kingdom has that really going for it, and has an exceptional display and production of a themed land. And that's
It's a,
it's a byproduct of Wizarding World being so good as it is.
and I think with Pandora, you get such an IP that's a huge hit at the box office, along with the fact that it still gives you, creative freedom, because the movies are so spaced out, and so that it's going to be a series where it's going to cover multiple different themes, multiple different characters, and so if it gives you a lot of creative freedom to make the quality sit-down restaurants, the quality unique foods, the quality, different beers. It just gives you a lot of things that you can go off of. So I think it's a good land to expand on, because, well, shoot, the land we got took place, the timeline is well after the first movie took place. So they used a lot of creative freedom in there. So as a major company, you want an IP that people can recognize, but you want something that you're still going to have creative freedom with.
Yeah, and I know how much you want to mac on Jake Sully and his big avatar tail.
No, what's her name? Zoe
Saldana.
Zoe.
She's Zoe Salanda.
She's so much
Zoe
hotter as a
Salad.
giant blue alien. She's hot. She's hot in general,
but a
like
9-foot blue girl.
if I had to rank her top 3 hotnesses, the third, the least favorite of her hotness would be her normal person. The second would be her as Gamora in green, and then the third would be her as a giant alien that I would want to touch. Does that make me a furry?
It might make you a racist.
I don't see how, but okay.
Yes, you framed it as attractive, though in your rankings, by what you said, third is her natural, which is the least attractive. I'm not connecting dots, man.
Yeah, and then I said second was green Gamora, and then third I did
prefer blue, then green, and then normal.
No, green's my favorite color, so that doesn't make sense anyway. So,
that's the defense.
It's just that giant blue alien with dreads is just hot.
Very good. You better find that uncensored version of Avatar so you can watch the tail section. You pretend you're legless Jake Sully, and you're ram jamming her with your tendrils. All right, show today, friends. God, what an opening. Show today. We got a lot of news, and this is Halloween. Halloween is coming. We got our first taste of it with a brand new spec map, and that'll be our big topic today. But we're going to jump right into news. We got a lot of things to cover. Limited time, because we know how much you love a succinct, efficient show. Definitely see it on the metrics. So we're going to do our best to continue that, though I'm going to make some announcements when we hit the Halloween topic later this show, which means good for you, good for us, maybe not so good for our editor, though we'll find some more people to edit the show, because Dave and I, dodos.
Dave,
first news of the day.
Our first news segment is just a quick one. Atlantis Paradise Island Resort in the Bahamas, which a lot of people have visited and go on cruises to. They are going to have a new Barbie experience called Barbie Bahamas Beach Vacation. Where Atlantis,
Mama, where you two
I'm not done.
Fuck her mom.
I'm not done with that mouthful.
Oh,
just like
sorry,
Barbie's not.
Shove it in further.
Barbie's Bahamas Beach Vacation, where Atlantis dreams come true. So this is
start again. Bahamas. Barbie's Bahamas.
Barbie's Bahamas Beach Vacation, where Atlantis dreams come true. So this is going to coincide with the 65th anniversary of the doll brand. It debuts on Memorial Day weekend in May and features immersive playsets, activity stations, themed Barbie doll boxes for photo opportunities, and a Barbie-style ball pit. The Atlantis Resort has a lot to offer as far as they have a water park, giant aquariums that you can snorkel in. It's a neat place to go. It's very tourist-driven. They have a nice casino. It's very tourist-driven. It's very expensive, but would be fun for the younger kids to be able to experience this.
So they're throwing all the Barbie movie marketing garbage into the Bahamas. I've saw those Barbie photo opportunities, the big Barbie toy boxes, doll boxes at the movie theater. They're throwing all this garbage into the Bahamas, just like they do with everything else. They just ruin natural beauty. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's exactly what they're doing.
Oh my god. Sounds like we gotta go then. I want to get into that ball pit. How many Barbies are in that ball pit, you think?
Oh, Barbie loves a good balls pit.
Any Ken ball pits. Can you confirm that or deny it?
I can neither confirm nor deny whether Ken's balls are going to be at this event.
God. That guy's got a lot of balls. I've seen all the Kens, and I know they're smooth. They got a smooth little woohoo. But that pit's got to be pretty good if he's bringing his own pit.
It should be exciting.
How long? And again, how long does that run for? You say Memorial Day weekend through.
It starts Memorial Day weekend, and from what I can see, there is no end date for this.
Indefinite ball pit, indefinite toy boxes. Go
also,
get your fill.
They will have Barbie themed guest rooms featuring pink pillows and throw blankets, as well as customized chair cushions. And then the Corals Hotel Sun and Ice Cream Cafe will be transformed into a, quote, Barbie culinary adventure, unquote. Barbie-inspired menu of desserts and drinks.
Have they released the menu?
They have not released a menu, from what I can see.
Now you may be more familiar with Barbie than I am, Dave. You have some girls in your life, younger ones. I mean, I don't remember Easy Bake Barbie. I don't recall that. Then hold on. Before you start jumping down my throat, I'm making a joke, friends. I'm not trying to be anti-feminist or anything like. I don't know what Barbie makes. I know there's a slew of movies before the Margot Robbie one. There's a bunch of animated ones. There's a bunch of toy lines, and there's a bunch of interactive pieces. Right? I don't see Easy Bake Barbie. What could she make? Probably a pink milk. You said there's a ice cream parlor that's getting switched over.
Yeah, it's an ice cream parlor. So you're looking
at pink milkshake, maybe a pink donut. Oh
pink
yeah,
everything.
Pink donut, indeed. Donut hole.
Is it
glaze
pink?
It up? It's glazed, of course.
Yeah, but
I love that glaze.
We'll have more to report on whenever
when we get down there.
Whenever we get down there.
Or we'll get a remote correspondent.
I don't think we're going to the Bahamas anytime soon, but
not
plans
this year.
change.
Not
you hear that?
On our boat.
You hear that, Atlantis? Invite us out. We'll do a video on it.
We're going to Aruba, which I meant to tell you today. I saw something about Aruba that was excellent. Can't remember. I'm very upset.
We'll have to talk about it.
We'll figure it out. Okay, next story. I'm taking over this next one. I know it's been in the news for a while, but finally we have our sources together. We have the Willy Wonka experience that happened out in, I believe, Glasgow, huh? Oh my god. I love this unknown guy. This guy is so fucking cool.
The unknown.
The unknown. He's getting his own movie. He's getting his own movie.
Popping out from behind a mirror with his little mask on.
He slowly shifts up. Now, to give some background, hold on. Willy Wonka entered public domain, yeah? It's available there.
Mm-hmm.
So, over in Glasgow, and where's Glasgow, Dave?
England,
very good.
I think.
No, Scotland.
It's in the UK.
It's in the UK. UKI. So this was a Willy Wonka experience over in Glasgow, Scotland. and their whole basis on the website was a bunch of AI art, which you could tell if you're familiar with AI art, which most people should be on these days, that you could go in and have an experience just similar to the exact Willy Wonka factory you've seen in many movies. From the first one was the 80s or late 70s, and then you had the 2000s Johnny Depp, and then you had last year 2023 with Timothy Chalamet. And where every factory has been exquisite, extravagant, and deadly to youths who don't listen to their leaders. As well as a caterer to disgusting old Grandpa Joes who just want to steal your money and fuck everything that you enjoy and love.
Yep.
No.
Grumpy old man that doesn't get out of bed for years to help his family, but gets invited to a chocolate factory and decides not to be a lazy piece of shit anymore.
Yeah, there's nothing like sharing a bed with 3 other old matriarchs and patriarchs, one that are your kids' parent-in-laws, and you're sharing your boners, you're sharing your coke nails, and oh shit, all of a sudden, wow, a free ride, I'm going to jump right out. Grandpa Joe loved socialism. He might have had the right idea. Nonetheless, Willy Wonka experience out in Glasgow, Scotland. It promised a chocolate fantasy like never before. Tickets for 35 quid, about $44 in American units, who promised an extravagant event which would look just like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, and they were met with very, very, very mediocre activities, half-empty warehouse, and off-the-street actors who couldn't remember the lines. It looks absolutely awful. They had sips. I'm looking at a photo right now where they had a easy up table. No theming at all, and you could see the wrappers from the drink. It was a sugar soda local to Glasgow, and they all gave them like about a shot's worth. 2 ounces, a big shot. 2 ounces of this sugar drink. It's like, here you go. Here's Willy Wonka's juice. Enjoy, guys.
Along with, I think each kid received a jelly bean.
A single piece of candy.
Single jelly bean.
Now, this is all park related because we love these small interactive pop-ups. We talked about the WWE experience in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We've talked about other things happening over on the West Coast, including Vegas and California. This is just outrageous. When you and I were talking about this last week to talk about it on the show, I was going over the website. As of yesterday, when I checked it again, Dave, the website no longer exists. When we talked last week, it existed. You could look at everything, but you couldn't even buy a ticket. They shut that down. Now the website no longer exists at all. The ISP the host of the website service they utilize, I don't know if it's GoDaddy or whatever, it's gone. It's gone. There's an individual, I'm going to quote, Stuart Sinclair told the New York Times they drove 2 hours from Dundee, Scotland. I don't know which cardinal direction. So 1 adult, 3 children. You're looking at $44 a ticket. What's that? 88, 170, 180. He says, quote, there was maybe 20 chairs, a couple of tables, and a half-inflated bouncy castle. As soon as they walked in the door, they were like, wow. Give him the Owen Wilson. Wow. Just shaking their heads, and just the kids just shaking their heads in total disbelief of how bad it was. This Stuart Sinclair made the statement on a Facebook comment, and the Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory Experience individuals, House Illuminati, removed the comment from online. Oh my God! There was an individual who's local, hired to play an Oompa Loompa, received his script days before, and he was saying the script not only was the art created by AI, but his script was generated with AI, filled with gibberish and misspellings. And if you have heard any of our music in the show, AI is crazy. It's out of control. It makes no fucking sense. And we gotta post these pictures, Dave. The Oompa Loompa looks like an absolute drug addict. And then the unknown. Can you talk about the unknown? I'm just beside myself on this thing.
So the unknown, I believe, thematically was supposed to be an unknown entity that lived within the walls of the factory is the storyline they were going for.
An evil chocolate maker that lives in the walls.
an evil chocolate maker that lives in the walls, and it literally was a person wearing a black cloak with a what do you call that? A reflective silver.
It looks like a Death Eater's mask from Harry Potter.
but there's no real facial features. You can get literally one of those blank. If anybody is familiar with the Jabberwockies, it's a Jabberwockies mask, but reflective silver. It's just a blank facial expression mask, and it's literally something you can get at Party City for very cheap.
Yeah, and those sports sections where you can get the morph suits, and if you just go to the silver morph suit section, you'll find this mask.
And it's just a person wearing that mask and a cloak with some hair, and they just popped out from behind a mirror?
Behind an upright standing mirror.
An upright standing mirror. They just popped out as kids were walking through, right next to Willy Wonka, who didn't look like Willy Wonka.
Who didn't even care the unknown was out in the open. Like, oh yeah, here it is. Here's the unknown, guys. Welcome to it.
Oh, jeez.
God, this thing.
Oh, not to mention, the Oompa Loompa looked like the one, I think, one of the ones that was serving, the female Oompa Loompa. Her mascara looked like it was running. Her wig wasn't on right. She looked like she just got off a coke bender and 7 nights of drinking with no sleep. It was terrible.
Short of the long here, folks and dear listeners, the Glasgow police were actually called into the event. Can you imagine that happening here in the States? You call the police, they're going to say, yeah. They're not going to come if... I know Madonna's recently been real late to her performances. If you call the police for Madonna being late to a show, nothing's going to happen, right?
Right.
You call the police in Glasgow saying, I'm not happy with my service. They show up. And then, quotes here, Glasgow police arrived at the box hub after the event was canceled. They determined they were not needed, though the individual who called him, however, said he took a break to save his sanity. Oh, I guess this is the Oompa Loompa. And when he returned, when the police were deciding what to do, he called up scene carnage, with people running everywhere, shouting, threatening the organizers. What the fuck happened here? Holy shit! Holy shit! This place. This is, if you recall, a few years ago, the Fire Fest, which was on that island, and they had people. They were promising the greatest concert festival of all time, and it ended up being they had no water, they had PBJ Uncrustable sandwiches, and maybe one performance. It's like, what the fuck? What happened here?
If we were getting a Bill and Ted this year, the Wonka Chocolate Factory of Glasgow would sure as hell be a main focal point of the Bill and Ted.
Oh, Bill and Ted. Oh, you're teasing the show later. Calm yourself.
I'm just teasing a little. Sorry.
Moving on. Over on the West Coast, Knott's Berry Farm. You're familiar with them, Dave?
I am very familiar.
Great little theme park. Is that America's oldest theme? No, it's not America's oldest. It's one of the oldest, though, yeah?
It is one of the oldest. It is an old theme park. I believe they were one of the first theme parks to actually do a haunt.
I think that's where I was thinking in my mind. They're one of the oldest theme parks, if not the oldest, in the States to do a reoccurring Halloween horror festival or a haunted house exhibition. Now they're working on this brand new coaster. It's a revamp of their MonteZOOma's Revenge, and I've always been under the impression MonteZOOma's Revenge is having explicit, uncontrollable diarrhea. That's that's what I was told. I was growing up. You old MonteZOOma's Revenge. It's hitting you, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I think it was more associated with international food, though. That's a way begotten thing. They're reworking this into a brand new coaster, fully rebuilt. They're probably going to keep some of the Q elements, but and they capitalize the ZOOM, so it's MonteZOOMa, the Forbidden Fortress, which, hey, that's still me shitting out my brains. The Forbidden Fortress is my asshole, and I am having the revenge happen live with a capital ZOOM. Emphasis on the double O for the asshole.
Yeah, they've got to be running out of things named coasters, you know. We have
AI now. We can name it anything you want. Well, yeah, because the so incredibly inspired, the Incredible Hulk coaster is really killing our creativity.
Yeah, Velocicoaster. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right.
Well, Velocicoaster, I'll give it to him. But the Incredible Hulk, and then we just add coaster on there. Come on.
I guess you're right.
They're renovating and reinvigorating MonteZOOma's Revenge, MonteZOOMa, the Forbidden Fortress over in Knott's Berry Farm in California. They're changing the tracks. They're reinvigorating it. And they're going to turn MonteZOOma's Revenge into the MonteZOOMa by 2025. Now reconfirmed by Knott's Berry Farm. It's been closed for a number of years at this point. And now there's been a lot of speculation of they're going to tear it down, they're going to scrap it, they're going to rework it, and it's finally ended up being, yes, we're reworking it. By 2025, they're going to be more or less replacing all the track, as well as changing some pieces, but this thing's going to be brand new beast. Way better, way gooder, and I can't wait to get back out to Knott's. I definitely want to check out their horror event. Our good friend ZJ always highly recommends it. And it sucks that I haven't been out there yet.
I've seen some videos of it, but I'd like to. And, there was one time I was wanting to plan a trip out there, and I was thinking, okay, I could hit this, and this. Mm-hmm. But actually, Knott's Berry Farm is like, it's a good 45-minute drive from Hollywood. So, I mean...
Yeah, it's not super close, but close enough. And I'm going to give you some action or line items on this. MonteZOOMa, the Forbidden Fortress, is set to have a randomized launch sequence, making it impossible for anyone to know which direction the train will take them. Then, I don't know if you're familiar with this, and I can't remember because I've been on MonteZOOma's Revenge as a youth. The randomized launch sequence can take you forwards or backwards. The ride can run either direction.
Either direction.
Yep,
backwards
forwards or
coasters.
backwards.
Backwards coasters make me a little nauseous.
They're a gimmick. I've never experienced one that's been super great or one that I've terribly enjoyed now. X2 in Six Flags Magic Mountain. I wouldn't say you're going backwards, but you're flipping around, and it feels like you're going backwards.
The first backwards roller coaster I ever rode was at Six Flags over New Orleans, which is not there anymore. Well, it still is.
That's the one underwater, right?
It's the one that was underwater. Now it's just a pile of old. There's no way they could have brought it back. Yeah, it used to be Jazzland, turned into Six Flags over New Orleans, and we went with the family. And I remember I was so excited to go. And I don't know a lot of people that got to go because it was not open very long before Hurricane Katrina tore it down in 2005.
Yep.
But they had a backwards roller coaster there. I think it was called the Jester, if I'm not mistaken. And it was the most nauseating thing I ever rode in my life. It was an upside down looping coaster. You actually went up the chain lift backwards. It was a normal coaster by any other means, just an average coaster, but it was completely backwards. And I was like, whoa, I'm getting nauseous. And then, anytime I ride a boomerang style roller coaster, fine through the first part, nauseous coming back, So,
well, MonteZOOMa is not a boomerang. It's you go through the track backwards or you go through the track forwards, and you still stop at the station.
Oh yeah, what I'm saying is, nevertheless,
going backwards makes
me a little nauseous. The saving grace of the backwards portion of Expedition Everest is that it's in the dark, and once it's super pitch black and you're getting those G's pushed down into your seat, you start to not even realize which way you're going. So,
and the backwards portion of Everest is rather short. Yep. Excellent ride. I know Brennan just went on that this other day and had a great time. Super good ride. Just wish the Yeti was working. Wrapping up MonteZOOMa, they're going to have brand new trains manufactured by Kumake, which I'm not familiar with that particular manufacturer. You ever heard of Kumake?
I've not heard of Kumake.
Okay. I'd like to do a little bit of a deep dive on that. New over-the-shoulder restraints. Again, trains manufactured by Kumake will have onboard lighting. Special effects sequence rumored to be added to the station for launch of the coaster. And an expanded storyline of MonteZOOMa's hidden treasure. Well, you're just hiding something up to your ass. Come on. You make it so easy. Are you looking up Kumake right now?
I am looking up Kumake right now. Sorry, I was
no,
trying to do it
I hear you
quickly.
click-clacking. I'm
wondering.
before I jump into the next piece
Kumba
of
K.
story here. The next one is going to be, and I've actually lost my. Oh no! Is it on my phone?
Okay, so I'm
God.
trying to look up Kumba. I'm trying to look up
darn
Kumba
it.
K,
Yeah.
but all it gave me was the first thing that popped up was Kumba Sucks, the roller coaster at Busch Gardens, Tampa. So
I like Kumba.
it's
Some
a
of their
little
roller
old.
coasters are great. Kumba. We're talking about Busch Gardens, Tampa. Kumba, Montu. Some of the oldest coasters. Montu, which is a what are those called again?
A hanging coaster.
Hanging
a hanging
coaster,
coaster.
thank you.
It was one of the
it's
top voted top coaster of the world. Many
the
years in a
old
row.
coaster, top coaster, right behind Kevin Costner. Montu is Montu is great. It's super good. Here we go. Next story. Universal patents wearable device, which is an interactive wayfinder. And we really stray away from speculation, rumors, and all that. This is a full patent. This is available to the public, and this is why we're seeing it now. I've not shown Dave this, and mark this here, Brennan. We're going to post this picture as well for the patent. Universal has filed a patent for an interactive wayfinder invented by Wayye. Maybe misspeaking, my apologies, and Rachel Rogers. It's tech that can be worn on the arm and features a screen with hands pointing to the guest's destination. Guests would choose where they want to go, or the system can make suggestions. There'll be onboard effects, sensors, a display, a gyroscope motor, as well as communication. This device wouldn't just give directions. The modes can give information about different attractions, guide guests to rides with the shortest waits, give safety instructions when boarding a ride, or alert guests to nearby dining options. Why the fuck do we have a excellent Universal app if we're going to make this damn thing that's going to cost you $70 to buy?
So what you're telling me is My Pal Mickey's coming back?
Oh man, did you have one of that? I had a My Pal Mickey.
I had a My Pal Mickey.
We were kids when those came out.
Yes, a very long time ago.
You want to give a brief rundown on that before we continue on?
My Pal Mickey was a stuffed Mickey you could get at the parks, and My Pal Mickey would pipe up and start screaming at you that, hey, this parade's gonna start soon. Head over here. This is back before cell phones were smartphones. Mickey would pipe up and say, "Hey ho, Space Mountain's a 15-minute wait. Hey, better go over there." And then sometimes you'd be sleeping in the middle of the night, and he would go, "I love watching you sleep."
I don't remember that part.
Oh, maybe that was just my imagination.
My
but
Furbies
no,
did that. My Chucky doll did that.
Oh, I had Furbies and Chucky dolls too.
Oh yeah.
But My Pal Mickey was an interactive stuffed animal that you could pick up at the parks, and it would give you, if you were a person that had never been to Disney before, it'd be like, head over to this attraction for a good time.
Oh man, bring back My Pal Mickey. I would walk around with one of those on my shoulder instead of those dumb other things. Like
Absolutely.
a Figment or a Stitch. My Pal Mickey, get on my shoulder, scream in my ear, tell me, look at that. She's falling down. Laugh at that kid. So this wearable device patent, who knows? Patents are patents. They never are guaranteed to come to fruition. The visual, which we'll post on the page, shows this thing running from your wrist, at least on the visual, running from your wrist up to your elbow. This is a big device. This thing's huge. It has all these things going on. And then you have your cell phone, right, Dave? And then we're going to Epic Universe. So you have your power-up band for Super Nintendo World, right? And then we're going to Wizarding World Ministry of Magic. We have our brand new V3 wand, right? And then we're going to Dark Universe with the Monsters Land. And we have some over the fuck. We have our lightning rods to control the monsters. And then we go to fucking Isle of Berk, How to Train Your Dragon. And then we have our Dragon Wings. And we have 20 fucking things to go to a goddamn theme park now.
Let's, anywhere they can get money, but let's preface all that by saying that Universal and Disney and these big corporations file patents nearly 24/7, because if they have a patent for something, even if it never comes to fruition, If they have a patent, it means that the competitor can't do it. So,
Universal has this super cool moving theater attraction ride that they want to build. We have yet to see it.
There's many
super
patents.
hard to make.
Just because we get a patent does not mean that it's going to come to fruition.
They lock it down for a number of years, which is several decades.
Some of their patents would be logistical nightmares and would never work in a theme park sense, but they patent them just so their competitor can't get an edge up.
Correct. We may never see this, though. Be prepared again to bring half a dozen things if you want to do all the interactive pieces in one park visit. Your wands, your power-up bands, your cell phone, this Wayfinder now. Guarantee there's something available for Dark Universe. There was a patent filed for a interactive temporary tattoo in Universal Epic Universe, Dark Universe. You get a temporary tattoo with monsters or something, and it's interactive. That's only good for one day. Now you got to buy a daily thing if you're there multiple days. And guarantee there's going to be something for How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk.
Our next news article is MSC Cruise Line tells cruisers they cannot film on their cruise. So 2 popular cruise YouTubers were filming in the suite class area because they stayed at the high-end suite area of their MSC cruise. MSC told them they could no longer film. Later to find out it was due to another cruise patron being weirded out by the filming. So MSC came out and told them they could not film the remainder of their cruise, even though they had done so multiple times. They don't have a big setup. They just have a small little camera. These YouTubers came out and said, no, we're not cruising MSC ever again. This is ridiculous. This is not okay. MSC has since profusely apologized, saying the way we handled it was not good. We invite all influencers to come and videographers to come out and film and document their cruise experience. But the reason I wanted to bring this article in is because, cruises, they're fun. They go along with the parks. A lot of people that go to the parks also cruise. But there's a lot of YouTubers and vloggers and people in the parks. At what point is it too far? At what point do they need to cut back on their filming? Because at what point does it? I know Bill has got a different opinion on this, but it's a private property. They can tell you if you can film or not. It's free marketing for them. It's free publicity for them. But at what point is it affecting the other paying customer to where it's not okay?
Well, let me make sure I understand this here, D. MSC told these YouTubers to cease filming because other guests upon the cruise were not consenting?
So it was they were documenting their cruises like they always do. And
you
one
and I watched
guest,
a few videos last week, not of MSC though, of other ones. And hey, let me say, MSC, haven't been on it. It's probably gonna be my bachelor party, and we would love for you to sponsor us. We'd love to take video. They got great value. Not a sponsor currently, but hey, we'd like to see you.
So I guess one guest in the suite area, which obviously they're a higher paying customer, you're going to want to please
private,
them if they're complaining.
A level of modicum of privacy, right?
They were not comfortable with the filming taking place and complained, and MSC told them they cannot film for the remainder of their cruise. MSC has since gone back on that and said, we handled that inappropriately. We want you to come on the boat. We want you to film. We want you to have a good time. We want you to document your experience.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the thing. I deal with this all the time at work. People call and complain because somebody is filming. If you are not in your residence, if you are not in your private home or in your backyard, and even if you are in your backyard, if you can see your backyard from a public area, then you have no expectation of privacy.
Correct.
So put it into perspective, I went to a thing that was occurring. Condo owner had called law enforcement because a news media was there filming from the public beach access into the quote unquote private beach, and they
Sounds
wanted
illegal to me.
the video deleted, and obviously that news media outlet did not have to delete their video because they're filming from a public area. So to be honest with you, the only place you should expect privacy, especially when you're going on vacation, is in your hotel room.
And really only your bathroom, because I'm looking in there. I'm
looking
peeping,
in
baby.
through the mirror.
I'm peeping. You say my name 3 times, I'm in your mirror, ready to talk about some park.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I mean, there's you go from the cruises, which is the whole entire ship's privatized, right? You can't really expect too much outside your own private room. Now, your suites and your alleged private areas where you have exclusive access, sure. Though, if you've paid for exclusive access and you're sharing it with another individual who paid for exclusive access, why not? Why can they not film? I will say, the filming and propagating for freebies and the influencers, you're getting in the way. We don't need to hear a live play-by-play, and you certainly don't need to provide a play-by-play while you're standing around in maybe an exclusive area for suite payers or whomever. No one wants to hear it around you. Do voiceover after the fact. Give commentary after you've filmed everything while it's quiet, and we're not hearing you be obnoxious and be in my way. Same thing with the theme parks, and this is why the transition is there. You're in the theme park, you're in my way. You're in other guests' way, and you're in children's way. Not that there is any priority. Everyone spent their money the same way. Everyone's time is the same importance. Everyone's on the same level. Don't be in someone's way because you're trying to get a shot. Don't be in someone's way because you're trying to get some content. That is not our piece. We're not going to be in anyone's way. We've never been in anyone's way, and we won't be. Get the fuck out of my way.
Don't ruin someone's experience either. When it comes to, Universal doesn't allow recording on the rides, but a lot of theme parks do allow recording on their attractions. Don't ruin the experience. Don't put your flash on the Haunted Mansion. Don't put your flash on Pirates of the Caribbean. Don't put your flash on an ET. Don't do it. Don't ruin the experience for somebody else just because you want views.
That's so frustrating. It would make me mad. It would make me mad if you and I were on this cruise we're going on in November, and someone's yik-yakking and won't shut the fuck up because they're creating content on the cruise. And you and I are trying to just sit at the bar, and they're talking into a camera with they're facing away from the bar, doing a selfie focus, and they're talking about how great this bar is, and how great this bartender is when they just slipped the bartender a $100 bill. And they're talking about how good it is. It's all fake. And you and I are trying to have a conversation. They won't shut the fuck up. Oh, I am seething over a fictitious thing I just made up. Come on.
And I'm not, and I'm not saying these people were doing that, but it's a hot topic. That's for sure. But, that kind of, the cruising kind of brings me into the next topic I wanted to speak about, unless you have anything else about MSC.
Not necessarily MSC. Really wanted to touch, since it was cruise related. The newest Disney cruise, which I believe launches this December, is the Disney Treasure. They're going to have exclusive merchandise because they're going to have the Haunted Mansion bar and the Jungle Cruise bar fully themed, which, golly, can I not get that in Magic Kingdom? Can I not? We already have okay, fair. We have a Jungle Cruise themed restaurant that serves alcohol. You can't just walk in and sit at the bar. Please give me a bar. And also, give me a Haunted Mansion bar. My entire kitchen is themed to Haunted Mansion. It's one of my favorite rides, and I consider it an e-ticket. Though, hey, it's up in the air. Disney Treasure is getting Haunted Mansion exclusive merchandise, and it's some cool stuff. They got a little treasure box, a light up table clock that looks similar to the grandfather clock on the attraction, as well as a moving one of those portraits that move with you. And they look really cool, but they're exclusive to the cruise line, and it's frustrating.
Well, I haven't cruised with Disney since 2014.
Never been on one.
But I will be making an attempt to get to these bars. Now
it's a 25 venture for me. It's my plan.
That's for sure. Well, speaking of that, Disney Cruise Line did announce their 2025 itinerary. I'm not going to sit here and go through all the locations you could attend on a Disney cruise in 2025. But if you want to use your handy-dandy smartphone or laptop
With this
to
coat and this
look
hat,
that
I'll
up,
look at your flugel.
they have released their 2025 itinerary.
Ah, the Grinch will be on the flugel. I'm going to book a cruise. Oh, I see it's right here. I'm going to cruise on the Disney Treasure. It's sold out. Not for me.
Hello,
the one little
and welcome to
snowflake.
Soarin'. No, I can't do it.
Hello. Fuck. Welcome to Soarin'.
Hello, welcome to Soarin'. No.
Disney news keeps on cruising along. You like that? You like that?
Yeah, cruising along.
Earlier this week, the Anaheim city planning officials sat down and voted on the Disneyland Forward proposal. Now, this is the more or less is the city of Anaheim going to allow Disney, since they're kind of landlocked. If you're not familiar, Disneyland is very in the center of the city of Anaheim. They have to do a lot of noise ordinances and understand the impact. Ordinances. Thank you. Good thing we have an official here. We have to get the approved by the city to build anything additional. Even though Disney owns the land, they have to get approval and they have to prove that they're not going to impact the residential. Disneyland backs right up to a suburban housing and neighborhoods. Anaheim City planning officials voted yes, a 5-1 vote or a 4-1 vote to allow Disneyland Forward to proceed. Disneyland Forward would essentially introduce a third gate, and gates are considered theme parks, a third theme park into the Disneyland realm. You have Disneyland Resort, Disney's California Adventure, and then this new one, which is tentatively at the moment called Disneyland Forward, which is great. There's another vote scheduled to happen in May or I believe April. Yet to be seen. It's cool news. Hey, that might be, maybe Avatar ends up there. The Avatar land, not land experience, not yes, no, maybe. That's what's happening there. Continuing on with your Disneyland news, they've introduced their first new turnstiles. Now, Walt Disney World has already introduced several years ago the Magic Band. And now, with the past few years, the Magic Band Plus. Now, this is a multi-billion-dollar investment. Magic Bands, and then the next step was Genie Plus, which replaced Fast Passes. Or rather, it replaced Fast Pass Plus, which was Fast Pass. You had Fast Pass Plus, Genie Plus, and then you have individual lightning lanes. And you don't need us to tell you about it. We might do a deep dive at one point, though. The news is here. Introduced new turnstiles with Magic Band Plus touch points, which is the only kind of Magic Band they only show now, or sell rather, as well as facial recognition. Now, they introduced facial recognition at Universal Orlando resorts in the past 6 months at both parks. Makes it
I know why you're laughing.
Makes it a lot simpler, and it's to precede the introduction of Epic Universe to make the entry line and entry queue streamlined and efficient. Disneyland now has it. You scan your band and you go in. Similar to Universal now, you scan your ticket, they scan your face, you go in. Makes it a lot quicker. The unknown probably won't be able to get in there nearly as easy. Though Disneyland is testing it out. Again, Universal at the forefront. We're getting ahead of the game, and I'd love to see it. Continuing on with Disney, I'm sorry to monopolize the news. You have any comments on Disneyland Forward or Turnstiles, Dave, before I continue on? I just want to be respectful of our time.
Yep, we're good. Let's move along. Let's keep it brief and quick.
I want this to be a conversation. People hopefully enjoy us. I don't want to be just a news talking at you. This is talking with you.
We have plenty more talking to do, and Disney Forward stuff, and we're going to be reporting on that for months to come. So
absolutely. All right. Also happening over in the Disneyland California side, specifically at Disney's California Adventure, there's a return, or rather, my mistake, I misspoke, a new nighttime party taking place in Hollywoodland. Now, if you're unfamiliar, Hollywoodland is over in Disney's California Adventure. If you enter the park and head down the main thoroughfare, you make an immediate left to the main street there. You hit Hollywood Studios. Down there, you'll find the Monstropolis ride, as well as another lane towards the Avengers campus. They're introducing more nighttime adventures, which, god damn, why does Disneyland, Disney's California Adventure always get the good stuff? We get no good parties, no good fun. I went last year for the first time, Oogie Boogie Bash, phenomenal. Absolutely crazy. They had Judge Doom from Roger Rabbit there, and I was...
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man, I was inebriated.
Talk about an out-of-pocket character.
Yeah, and I was dressed as Marty McFly, because you're allowed to dress up at this one. If you're familiar, Judge Doom, played by Christopher Lloyd. And I'm a little inebriated, having a great time with my dad and I, which he made the whole thing possible. Thank you, Dad. I was out there screaming Back to the Future quotes at the actor playing Judge Doom, who was portrayed by Christopher Lloyd, and here's I, Bill, portraying Marty McFly, who played with Back to the Future Part 2. Thank you guys, we got it. I kept saying, "Whoa, Doc, this is heavy, and what'd you do with him? He's gone." And he's like, no, nothing's wrong, everything's good. Another Hollywoodland nighttime party returns with Club Pixar, Disney's California Adventure. A new nighttime party taking place in Hollywoodland at DCA during the summer's Pixar Fest. Now, during the summer over at California Adventure, if you know or if you don't know, they have a full Pixar Pier. That includes the Incredicoaster and a couple other attractions. It's by where they showcase World of Color. Over the summer, they do a Pixar Fest where they have new merchandise, a little bit of food fest, and new releases. The big one this year is going to be during the Pixar Fest, and I'll get back to Club Pixar in a second, is a new popcorn bucket shaped like the Pizza Planet. It's Pizza Planet, right? For the pizza place in Toy Story?
Correct.
Yep, they're doing a Pizza Planet popcorn bucket, and it looks like the delivery truck, where it says toy on the back. Looks so good. Screen accurate. Now, Club Pixar. Nighttime event. Alcohol's flowing. Pixar backdrops. Games. Characters will be available during the day. Club Pixar takes over at night, featuring an interactive DJ dance party, live performances, games, photo opportunities, theme food, specialty craft beverages, as Disney's California Adventure is a wet park, fully drenched, and available for more. This thing looks so much fun. They just had a Disney Channel live night where they celebrated all the Disney Channel shows. A lot of people dressed up as Phineas and Ferb, a lot of High School Musical, a lot of Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. It looks so cool. Brennan was showing me the TikToks. Why do they get so much of the cool stuff? It's not fair. It's not fair.
That blows my mind. You figure it'd be kind of equal opportunity, but I guess not.
The only fun nighttime things I've done was in California was Oogie Boogie Bash, which is equivalent to their Mickey's Not So Scary that's available here in Florida. They used to do Not So Scary over in California, though, that transitioned to Oogie Boogie, and it's now that, which is sold out within less than 4 hours online when it goes on sale. It's phenomenal. Jeez. You get all those great meet and greets. Like I said, Judge Doom. They had the villain from Big Hero 6. They had Gaston. Of course, all your big villains. Maleficent, the Evil Queen, and so on. Plus candy, plus shows, plus the parade. And it's way better than Not So Scary. Plus a special fireworks, of course. And then they also had the Sweethearts Night. They have many nights. They do almost a special themed nighttime event every month of the year when we're limited to Not So Scary and Very Merry.
Yep.
We don't get anything fun. You ever been to a Not So Scary or Very Merry here in Florida, Dave?
I haven't. I have been to very limited Disney events. Been to a New Year's Eve party, which isn't really
Holy
hard.
Crap! Which park was that?
In Magic, which it actually ended up being quite nice because it was actually not New Year's Eve. It was the day before. It was New Year's Eve, so it wasn't too crazy.
Disney does do the fireworks for New Year's Eve 3 days, the 30th, 31st, and 1st.
So it wasn't too bad, but the main thing I remember is just the blasting of regular music throughout the park. I remember hearing Sweet Caroline blasting when I was walking through Tomorrowland.
I would be upset.
Yeah, it was. When I go to Disney, I want to hear Disney music. You know, I want to hear the theme music. I've been to 24 Hours of Disney. In fact, I
was just about to say
we were
one
together
more Disney
at that.
day.
Yep, one more day of Disney. Which that was for leap year in 2012 was the first time they did that.
They did it 2 years, correct? 12 and 13, or 12 and 16.
Yeah, they did it. They've done it at least twice.
I think it's only 2 times. I had the T-shirt for both times. The first one was Mike Wazowski, and the second one was Olaf.
Yep, the first one was for a leap year in 2012. There's one more day of Disney, and they opened the park for quote unquote 24 hours.
Oh no, it was open. I was there. The full.
It was open, but a lot of those
6
attractions can't.
6 a.m.
Yeah, a lot of those attractions can't run for 24 hours straight. So there were ride closures throughout the night and stuff like that.
Let's definitely save that for a future conversation.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
A thing, and that's not something I've seen quite a. That's not something I've seen other shows cover. Was the 24-hour days, and you and I were both there.
Not very many people.
Prove it.
Not very many people got to do it, and we did. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Let me close out the
no
Disney
other special
news.
events.
Yeah, no other special events. Yeah, really, we only have the Not So Scary and Very Merry for nighttime events. Yeah, they have the extra Disney hours, which is nothing additional. It's not themed like the Club Pixar, or Disney Date Night, or the Disney Channel Live Night. Mm-hmm. And again, that falls back onto Disneyland catering to locals. They want to draw them in for additional revenue and spending, as we talked about previously. Closing out our Disney news, final piece here, friends. As we talked about before, Disney had alleged they're going to spend $60 billion over the next 10 years. And in the previous 10 years, they spent $30 billion, so they're doubling their spending. At the time when they first announced this last year, they said $60 billion. We're going to spend 70% of that on theme parks. With their new affirmation, they're only now spending 50% on parks and resorts, and that's globally. That's not your local Disney. That's not your local Florida Disney World. That's not your local California Disneyland. It's 50% across the globe. Within a year, we've gone from 70% spending of $60 billion to 50% spending of $60 billion. So now we're down to $30 billion over 10 years. And let me do some quick math here for you, Dave. 60 billion, 50%. That's your easy 30. You divide that by 10. That's $3 billion a year, which they've already been spending. They've been spending $2.5 billion a year over the past 10 years previously. Now they're spending $3 billion approximately over the next 10.
Not to mention parks and resorts. They have many resorts that are not on Disney property and don't have much to do with Disney at all, besides the fact that they are Disney branded, like Alani, Disney Vero Beach. They've got other resorts that goes to as well. So parks and resorts is not just your theme park and resorts around that theme park.
Correct. And they have obligations to the DVC members. They have to build or improve their DVC properties, which they're building brand new ones over at Polynesian here in Walt Disney World, Florida. Brand new DVC properties right now that will be open before the end of 2024. They're obligated, I believe I read a vetted source, every 2 years they need to do something with DVC. Again, impacting the $30 billion allocation. And that's, again, DVC is Florida. They have some in California. They have DVC Alani, though the majority is Florida. This money is not going to spread that far. We're promising $30 billion over 10 years. They spent $2.5 billion a year over the past 10 years on parks and resorts. What do we have? I get frustrated. I get passionate because I love the parks. I've been coming to Disney since I was a handheld infant. I've been coming to the park since I could not walk. And here we are with nothing to show, nothing to promise but a small, let me be clear, relative to Disney as an entity, a small $500 million increase per year. You chalk it up to inflation.
Mm-hmm.
We have nothing left. $60 billion across 10 years. 50% to parks and resorts globally. 30% to tech and maintenance. 20% to cruise/other. They've already announced 2 more cruise ships, with the new one sailing a maiden voyage December. Boo. You got anything else before we hit the big rock, since we're kind of on time today?
Nope. I got nothing else.
All right, let's roll into our big rock topic. No musical transition quite yet. We don't want to inundate you. Though I will tell you, I'll let Dave announce our topic, and then I'm going to say what's coming up as a future note, and then we'll dive into it, okay? What do we got, Dave? Big rock today.
Shit. Hold on. Sorry.
Gotta hack back into the mainframe.
No, I am cramping in my right leg right now for some reason.
No,
I'm good. I'm good to go on. We're going to talk. The first HHN 2024 spec map is out for Halloween Horror Nights Orlando and Hollywood.
Thank you, Dave. While he pushes through that cramp. Yes, it is our first Halloween special talking point of the year of the show. It is 2024. First spec map is out, and this is courtesy, we'll give credit where credit is due, to Horror Night Nightmares. Dave and I are familiar with this source. We contribute and we speak with them. They put out their first spec map, and they usually put out the most accurate ones. A lot of entities put out stuff, though HNN, Horror Night Nightmares, is usually and almost always the most accurate. And I'll let you know.
Although
go on.
The spec map will change 2 to 3 times.
We had 4 versions last year for 2023. Yeah. I'll let you know.
So.
We're working on special bonus segments. You'll get even more content. If you love the show now, and if you love Horror Nights, if you love breaking news, I got more segments coming up and planned. They may be solo shows featuring me, one of your co-hosts, Bill. Though we're going to be focusing, of course, on Halloween events, not only Horror Nights in Universal and Hollywood, though Halloween events across the globe, as well as breaking news, your emergency stop, e-stop podcast. We'll have bonus episodes coming out as they are released, so be on the lookout, and we're looking forward to talking about them. Dave, are you good to talk? You want to start us off on the Orlando spec map? Hollywood will be on standby tonight. For you, my friends, we're talking about Orlando.
So we're not going to speculate too much on the houses or too much on what's coming this year, because we're not sure. But when you walk into the park and you're going down through Production Central.
Sorry, Dave. Let me preface one more thing. We're not a show that normally does speculation or rumors. This will be the one and only piece we will talk about, as we know it's a highly and hotly contested conversation piece, and something Dave and I both dive in deeply to. We've been texting each other every day this week about this particular map. Those will be the only thing we will get into.
Everybody loves to sit here and look at the spec map and think, oh, what does that mean? Because if you've never seen the spec map, it is a park map with laid over with these little icons, pictures, no house names, but it's just, hey, this is a speculation map. There's no names of the houses. What do you think it could be? So
yeah, here's a singular icon, and we'll this has already been posted in the group and page. We'll post it again on Facebook, and we'll add our notes to it based on today's show.
So starting off, you walk into under the arches
of
Universal Studios Florida, and you walk through Production Central. So the Universal Studios store is on your left. Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem is on your left, and no, Minion Mayhem's on your left.
Minion Mayhem, Villain Con's on your right.
Villain Con's on your right. So that first house there on your left, in Soundstage 23A, there is a little icon of Southern America, which I believe you and I haven't talked to you about this, but I believe you and I probably believe the same thing. There was a house in Hollywood last year called Monstros, Legends of Latin America, that was hugely popular. I believe we're
It was
going
my favorite
to.
house of the event last year.
I
when went
believe
to
we're going
Hollywood.
to. There's been other times where we've received houses from Hollywood that were popular. I believe we're going to delve into that in that first.
I don't think that's
house
a
on the
question.
left.
I mean, of course, it's a question. Though
Yeah.
I don't see it being anything really else. I loved it.
It damn sure
My
is not
dad loved it.
Chupacabra.
ZJ, oh my god, that Chupacabra house. How do you fuck that up? It's beyond me. First
Yeah,
house
that
on the left,
makes no sense.
Soundstage 23A. Again, we'll post the picture with our
Mm-hmm.
thoughts on it, and you can comment on it. And please, this hopefully will be our most
Yep.
engaged post until the next spectacle.
Your
Monstros, the Creatures of South America. I can't remember the subtitle from Hollywood. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was my favorite house of the event in Hollywood, and that was a
I
shared
watched
sentiment by
walkthroughs that
my-
looked beautiful.
by my dad and ZJ.
I walked through. It looked. I watched walkthroughs that looked beautiful.
Yep.
So
Which oddly enough, Hollywood is okay with video cameras in the houses as long as the flash or lighting is turned off.
when you keep walking through Production Central, past Minion Villain Con on your right, you pass the entrance to Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket on your left, you come to the Universal Plaza stage. That entrance is for Soundstage 22. This appears to be an intellectual property because
Well, yeah,
on the
talk
on the
about
spec map
talk about that icon there.
on the spec map for certain houses they have a what looks like a film reel, and to my knowledge all the ones with film reels look like they are for movies, but at Universal some may consider it an original, but the Universal Classic Monster houses are technically an IP.
Yep.
And this icon is a skull with two fangs, just a very bare to the bone skull with two fangs. It's been heavily rumored that we were going to get a Dracula house this year, so that's probably going to be our Dracula IP for this year. Pretty safe bet.
I don't think that's any sort of question.
Yep.
'Cause we've
Unless you got
had-
anything to say.
Well, this year is what, the 70th anniversary of Gillman, Creature in the Black Lagoon? Because last year was the
65th.
65th.
Oh, wait, is it
Sorry.
is it 65th?
I thought it was one of those, anniversaries you want to touch upon. 65 or 70th. Last year was the 100th anniversary of Quasimodo Hunchback. That's why we had Hunchback in our classic Monster House last year.
I apologize. It is the 70th anniversary. You were correct.
And I think the last time we had Gillman was, 2014 in the classic Monster House, which was in B79 Parade Building, which was the lightning strike one, similar to a Dead Exposure.
No, that was 2012
12.
that we
Okay,
had
my
that
mistake.
Gillman scene because a house was scrapped and that was added
Oh, no, I apologize.
to make our 8th house.
We had the Gillman in B79, and then we had Gillman in the new Parade Building. Because I performed as that Gillman, and it was tough.
Yep. But the lightning strike one was that 2012 or 2013? It was
I think it was 12. 13
I think it was 12.
13 was Walking Dead in there.
it was 12. It was the lightning strike. They tried to do it like Dead Exposure, and it was the first scene you came into, and the Gillmen were black and white, and you were walking across the dock, and they came by the dock and swiped at you.
Yep.
That house was put together last minute because another house was scrapped, and they wanted us to. We only had 7 houses, and they wanted 8, so because they never wanted to go back down to 7.
That was the weird year, because we went in 11. 11 was 7.
I actually, yeah,
12.
they want.
12 was 7.
No.
I know one year we went from 8 to 7 back to 8.
No. I think I'm pretty sure you're mistaken. I'm pretty sure 11 had 8 haunted houses.
All right, I'll have to. We'll go back on that. We'll go back. We'll check on that. Next house after what so Monstros, Dracula. If we're following the house lineup in a clockwise formation, none of the scare zones are known. Next house, what do we got there?
So next house is going to be what looks like the Cadillac symbol with a V underneath. Almost like a mixture of a Chrysler and a Cadillac symbol. I'm not 100% sure. It looks like a vehicle symbol.
It also has the film reel on there, yeah?
The film reel. So it should be an intellectual property.
Well, I will tell you, a 1959 Miller Meteor Sentinel limo-style end-loader combination car ambulance conversion was used in a very well-known comedy horror.
So that is the symbol for that vehicle.
And that car was labeled as the Ecto-1.
Oh.
Do you know
Well,
what the Ecto-1's
that's no surprise
from?
to me. Stranger Things.
Oh, swing and a miss.
Oh, was it Ghostbusters?
No,
My bad.
Ghostbusters.
Sorry, I was too busy looking up that in Halloween Horror Nights 2011, 8 haunted houses, 6 scare zones, and a new show.
Oh,
So-
the new show was Rocky Horror, yeah?
No, the new show was
Brushwood?
the new show in 2011. No, it was Penny 20.
Penny-
No,
10
it was
Penny
not
Circus.
20 pennies.
No.
Was it?
Oh my god, this was our year. This is the year we met. What are you doing?
This? No, it was 20 Penny Circus. Or was
Okay.
that 2012?
Oh, all right.
No,
all right.
no. 2010 was
almighty.
Brushwood and stop.
Okay.
2010 was Brushwood and Animal
Hands are up.
Actors.
Yep.
2011 was Brushwood in
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice Theater.
That's right. I have his book.
2012 was 20 Penny Circus in Beetlejuice Theater. 2013 was Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh my! I've been going to the event
Wait,
since 2002. It all runs together. Oh wait, maybe I've been going since 2002. It all runs together. I try my best, friends.
It does.
and we're doing it off the cuff.
But what I'm saying is we had 8 in 2011. They didn't want to go back to 7, so that's why they put in that Monsters House, because they wanted to continue with 8.
Well, good thing I announced we're doing bonus episodes, and we're going to talk about Horror Nights quite a bit as we get closer to the
We
event.
will get right into it.
We got
So-
12 minutes. Let's keep running.
So
We have
rumored
Monstros, Dracula,
Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters, which is the entrance to that house is right outside the Ghostbusters fire station in New York.
Right,
as an
and you have the
FYI.
new Ghostbusters movie coming out this year, Frozen Empire, which actually debuts next week, as far as I know.
Soundstage 24A is the next house you come to, which is the entrance right under the Rip Ride Rocket. Is a 2-sided skull, one black, one white, very yin and yang. We'll post a picture of it, so it's kind of hard to explain. I'm unsure of what that might be. At this
I
point.
have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
Moving on to
Let
your
us know
next
what you
haunted
think.
house. Yeah, tell us what you think that could be when we post a spec map. The next house, which is next to the Mummy extended queue or the Mummy lockers, the entrance right there, or the tribute store, is a
The
lollipop,
Macy's
a
facade.
swirly lollipop. Yes, where the tribute store is, a swirly lollipop, which a lot have speculated that's Soundstage 24B. A lot have speculated that that's going to take the Sweets Revenge scare zone and turn it into a haunted attraction.
Right, this is from the sweets from Major Sweets' candy company have turned children into crazed killers. This Halloween's all trick, no treat, and total mayhem. Sweets Revenge was a scare zone in the New York section of Halloween Horror Nights 31 2022, which, hey, I like that scare zone. It was better than, what is it, Vamp?
Vamp. Way
Vamp.
better than
Oh
Vamp.
my God.
I'm so
Sweet-
sick of Vamp.
It's not the best scare zone ever in New York, but fuck Vamp.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Sweets, I would dig a Sweets Revenge. It would probably remind me of Leave It to Cleaver.
Sweets Revenge.
Something of that sort.
Sweets Revenge scare zone reminded me of Home for the scare. Psychotherapy.
Home for the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next house you'll come to is Fast and Furious Q Haunted House. And that is listed as an unknown intellectual property. I've seen people post many things like, Stranger Things Part 1 and 2. I've seen many
Chucky
different...
again.
Chucky.
It could be
who
any
knows?
sort of the Blumhouse IPs, which we have... I say we. Universal has a great relationship with Blumhouse. It could be Imaginary with that little scary teddy bear.
I will tell you right now, though, if HN Nightmares has it listed as an unknown IP, it's likely that it is an unknown IP.
Yeah,
so
they
if
don't
somebody
know
else is
what's
saying
going
it's
on.
something else, they don't know.
Right.
Moving on to Sprung Tent 1, which
We'll
the
talk
cue
about
for that.
the Death Eaters real quick.
Okay, yeah, Death Eaters. Death Eater Scare Zone. If you pop over through the England waterfront and you head into Diagon Alley, you can see the Death Eaters roaming around, which would be a really cool job if you ask me.
Yeah, they're inside Diagon Alley, and they're confirmed, I guess, again this year. Great show. They also do over in Islands of Adventure, Wizarding World, over in Hogsmeade. They do a Death Eaters show projection onto the castle. Definitely worth seeing. And
Not,
of
not
course
too
you got-
scary, but definitely
No.
a great addition.
A little bit of fireworks, great projections. And before Dave hits on the next house in Sprung 3, they are bringing, I guess, Nightmare Fuel again.
Yeah, if you look at the spec map, I was going to hit the shows after we did the houses,
Oh,
but
my
you can do
mistake.
that.
My mistake. I was just
It's
going
okay.
in
Fine.
clockwise
That's
order,
fine.
friend.
That's fine. Yeah, I was going to hit the show because well, first of all, I wanted to forget Nightmare Fuel was even coming because that show is garbage. Because once you've seen the first one, you've seen them all. But there at the Fear Factor
I like the
Auditorium,
magic
there is
tricks. That's the extent of
there's
my enjoyment.
there's a flame there. Even my kids were bored this last year when we took them.
That's
you know?
wild. I would have figured the girls would have at least loved it.
No, my kids thought it was the same as the first year they went. They were like, "This is."
Yeah, we're 3 years into it. I like the magic tricks, though. Even the magic tricks are being repeated now.
So as you move past Nightmare Fuel, because I guarantee you right now, with our private RIP, I am going to pay our guide extra to walk as
Skip.
fast as he can by that.
Quick to the next bar.
You're gonna come to you're gonna come to Sprung 1, which the entrance to that is by the Men in Black gift shop. The icon for this is a audio symbol with a no symbol through it. So the circle with the X through it, or not the X, but the slash through it. This has also got a movie reel on it, which means it's going to be an intellectual property. And a lot have speculated it's A Quiet Place Day 1. That movie comes out this year. I don't believe John Krasinski's directing this one, but
No.
the other two were fairly popular, although I do not believe they will translate well into a haunted attraction.
I've been reading that they'll make a steady droning noise to exhibit a sense of disorientation, and then the creatures don't know what's going on and they're just striking wildly. I've also read here, Dave, that this symbol could represent Silent Hill.
Let's hope not.
Video game property, if you're unfamiliar, of a horror third-person horror shooter.
I love Silent Hill. I just don't think the house was done properly.
Well, there's
when we had it.
both that and Resident Evil were not done properly.
Correct.
We do have a Silent Hill 2, which is considered the best game of the franchise, a remake coming out this year, and I believe also a Silent Hill movie.
Well, if they based it on some of the later video games, it would be an amazing house.
Yup. We'll see.
If they based it on The Village, that would be amazing. But we'll see. I don't think it's Silent Hill. I think I heard A Quiet Place speculated before this map was ever released. So
Well, likewise.
see.
We're 3 movies into the franchise, though I believe Quiet Place Day 1 releases after the event. Let's see. Continue on with your next one, though, as you go.
So our next one you'll go to is going to be an unknown original. I will point out that in our speculation map, there is a scare zone which looks to be in the Simpsons area. Actually, no, that's going to be... This scare zone location looks to be... This map is hard to read, to be honest with you. On the map, it looks like a scare zone right outside of Men in Black.
Yep.
But this map is off because so normally the bridge would you go across the bridge and then you would go into Simpsons. This scare zone is showing before that bridge, but Simpsons is after that bridge. But I don't think we're gonna have a scare zone
We haven't had one the past last
I
year, and it's not happening anymore.
I completely apologize. I said the entrance to Sprung 3 is by the Men in Black gift shop. They have changed that. The entrance to Sprung 3 is by the
old
it's on
Fear
the other
Factor
side of the Men in
stage.
It's by the old Fear Factor stage. So they've got this scare zone taking place right outside of Men in Black. No, I scratched that whole segment because
my God.
Can I explain myself? That 5 on this spec map is
the green numbers
correlating with
rides.
the attraction.
Yes.
Yep. Sorry.
Yes.
The orange blocks are scare zones. That's my bad. We can scratch that. Okay, so moving on. So
let's groove.
Ooh, that sucks. So
Hey,
the next
go.
entrance to Sprung 2 is over on the other side of the Men in Black gift shop
By the bathroom.
and that is unknown original. Nobody knows what that's going to be.
We have no idea yet. That will be one of the last things we'll figure out.
Yep. The next one for Sprung 1 is a bull with horns.
Well,
This
hold
entrance
on.
is also by the Men in Black
its
bathroom.
full thing. It's a bull's head with looks like a collar, almost like a cloak collar, and it looks like arms growing down. So Minotaur, and then with 2 spears behind the head, does not have a film icon.
Rumored to be either a mixture of Urban Inferno, which Hollywood did, which I doubt it's that, or a Greek mythology type house, which we haven't had a Greek mythology house since 2010 when we had Hades Gates of Ruin, which was a beautiful house.
Love
so
that
a Greek
house.
mythology house would be wonderful.
Love that house.
Moving forward,
And
do you
the final one.
have any guesses on that?
No, I've seen nothing. I've read nothing about that. I'm just surprised they have an original house with a logo.
Yeah.
In that particular
So
section.
Moving on to our
Final house.
Since you already hit Nightmare Fuel, so I might as well hit the next show.
Yeah.
Rumored to
second
have
house,
our second show. Rumored to have a show back in Animal Actors, which I'm surprised they haven't done one for years there. This is a movie reel. So it's an intellectual property. This show has a castle on the attraction. So,
I mean, I've thought a number of things when I first saw them. Like, oh, they're bringing back Beetlejuice. As you know, Beetlejuice's Graveyard Review was in a castle, Frankenstein's castle. Mm-hmm. And they're bringing it back.
Rocky
that
Horror.
Was so Rocky Horror. They're bringing it back. Stuff they've done before. I was too fruitful. But those are movies, and we're gonna say maybe more contemporary. Now, Dave, I will say, Beetlejuice 2 comes out this year, and I think Beetlejuice would be a great host, even though it's not necessarily tied into the particular IP of Beetlejuice. He would have been a great host for pop culture and all that crap. Now, I believe you've been seeing the same things I've been seeing, that this is actually going to be, since it's a castle and it's very similar to a logo of a fast food joint, fucking Harold and Kumar.
I would rather Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, but I digress.
Oh my god, I would love that. Bring back the Costello bathrooms.
Yep, we'll know more once we get further along. But our last house is in Sprung 4.
Almost guaranteed right here. What we know.
This is guaranteed.
We know
this
what
is
this one is.
This is a movie reel, so it's an intellectual property. It's got 3 stars and a crescent moon. People have speculated Nightmare on Elm Street, which is 100%, unless it gets scrapped, that is what this symbol is. Because back in 2007, they did a house called Nightmare on Elm Street, was it Dreamwalkers? Dreamwalkers.
Which is an awesome, such a badass title.
The creative theme was you were testing out this new drug, kind of like Hypnoseal in the movies, but it was called Sleep Well. Well, that medication had a symbol, and that exact icon was that medication symbol. So, for that 2007 house. So that's what we're getting there. That wraps up our spec map for 2024 for Orlando. We will later touch on Hollywood. We were going to tell y'all what kind of lined up, but I think we're going to be cutting time close, so we will update our 2024 map next time we get on the mics
week about that one.
So
Quiet Place Day 1, by the way, releases in June, which, hey, that's super early in the year. And then having a follow-up house. They like to coincide the houses to release around the same time. That's why Evil Dead didn't release, what was it, 2 years ago? And we had...
That's why we scrapped it for Hellblock Horror.
Hellblock Horror. It wasn't... we scrapped it and did a quick replacement OG house, which, hey, I love that house. Believe you
Me too.
So
But the only people that loved that house were people that could see all the callbacks to previous years.
Correct.
Other people are like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Once Evil Dead Rise came out and you think back on the house like, oh yeah, this makes perfect sense. All right, Dave.
So
quick last two segments of the show. We got our weekly Easter egg. You ready?
So, yep. Would you like to go? I'll let you go first this
All right, I'll knock mine out real quick. Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railroad Adventure. I don't know if that's the real title or not, though it's available in Disney Hollywood Studios. Replaced the old Great Movie Ride, and also available in Disneyland Resort. Did not replace anything. It's placed in Toontown. You were familiar with this ride, Dave?
I do love this attraction.
Oh,
Don't like what it... Yes, I hate that they replaced what they replaced it with, but I do love the attraction.
I don't like what they replaced in Hollywood Studios. It's Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Now, when you listen and Goofy's the conductor on the train, there's no spoilers. You've not been on it. When Goofy starts pulling away and you hear that the steam releasing from the horn or the steam pipe of the rail of the engine rather, that's the exact same sound tone, and it's actually ripped directly from Steamboat Willie. It's that sound that is played on the train is the same exact sound ripped from Steamboat Willie when the tugboat is tooting along. Exact same sound bite.
That is awesome.
I just found out this week, and I was so like, oh shit, I gotta write this down. This is gonna be so good for the show.
That is cool.
That is awesome. It was awesome. I'll give you a bonus. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is the ride with the most hidden Mickeys across all parks. Or all attractions, I should say. All attractions.
I was so not focused on looking for stuff like that and just focused on how awesome the attraction was that I didn't even see any.
I like it. It's a good ride. It's a good ride. I really like it now that I know they tied it back to the original cartoon of Steamboat, and it's always there with you during the ride. But man, great movie ride. We had that alien in there. So good.
Yeah, it was amazing. I used to love that attraction. My Easter egg, if you haven't noticed, I've done a lot of Universal, so I decided to take a step back and kind of hit a Disney park and give them some love. So my Easter egg is Disney's theming is immaculate. It has been since day one. Cinderella's castle is 189 feet tall. Tower of Terror is 199 feet tall. Expedition Everest is also 199 feet tall. So you may ask, why are they staying at this threshold? Well, the FAA does not allow buildings or structures over 200 feet tall to not have a flashing red light on top. Well, Disney didn't want to put a flashing red light on top of Cinderella's castle. They did not want to put a flashing red light on top of the Tower of Terror, an old decrepit hotel. And they didn't want to put a flashing light on top of Expedition Everest, a mountain in the Himalayas. So what they do to avoid that is they make them 199 feet tall at the most, and they use forced perspective. They make the top of the buildings very, very small, and the buildings get more to size and more to actual scale as they get down to the bottom. This makes those buildings look a lot taller than they really are. So you'll very rarely see a themed item at Disney getting over 200 feet tall, because otherwise they'd have to put a flashing red light on top to allow planes to see it as they fly by.
I love that fact. That's one I actually knew. And I believe those heights change throughout the years. That's why you see things at 190 and then 199 or 189. And it's such a good fact. And it really keeps it, within the magic or the bubble, rather. I hate saying it's in the magic of of the park. It's in the bubble of the park. You don't have these flashing lights. You don't have these indicators for the FAA because they don't want to see it, and they make it sure that it looks huge.
Keeps you in the theme,
Which I think is really successful on Everest over in Animal Kingdom, because hot damn, you think that thing's gigantic and not
Huge.
a single light on it, even though the light would make sense for Everest. They made sure it was 199. I think it's actually 199 and a half.
It's 199.6 or something like that.
Yeah,
so Tower of Terror is also
close.
199 point something. Yeah, but
The Castle of Magic Kingdom, it doesn't feel as effective though. Hollywood Tower Hotel and Mount Everest and Animal Kingdom, and then previous Hollywood Studios, it's really effective with the with the height and the force perspective. It looks really, really, really good.
Theme parks have done great with force perspective for years. Hogwarts Castle, great force perspective. They do a great job with it. And that should move us on into our last segment, which is I know we already have the bit for it, but
I love saying
wall
it.
of shame.
We got 2
Cue
minutes.
the AI.
Real quick, I'm gonna hit mine first. Mine comes again from the Disney pass holder page because, gosh, they're so bountiful. They have so much fruit. I just pick it and I eat it. You're so disgusting. You're so obnoxious. Comes from Disney pass holder page. Our good friend here, and they use the disgusting Facebook emoji person with 2 thumbs up. I hate it. I hate how much it looks disgusting and how obnoxious it is. Question they say, does anyone know if our passes are going up next year? And they're asking if they're going to go up in price. Of course they are, you fucking clown. Where do you think you are?
They've gone up every fucking year.
They've gone up every year. They're going up every year. They're going up more than once a year.
Sometimes they go up twice a year, yeah.
Yeah, twice a year. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are asking a question?
And then as soon as one park raises their prices, the other park down the road is sure to follow. This
MFer has 110 reactions, 72 laughing face. You deserve it. Fuck you. Do you think you think inflation going to go up? Yes. Do you think inflation goes up every year? Yes. Do you think we're about to face a recession? Question mark. But oh, Dave, I am about to throw my chair across the room. Do you think our passes are going to go up next year? Yes. Yes.
Terrible.
God, you idiot. They're going up. What do you got? Let's close it out.
So, my wall of shame, and this covers all parks, all social media for all parks, is people that get on social media and every morning they go to the park, they post their outfit of the day. No one gives a fuck what you're wearing. No one gives a shit. They're going to the parks not to look at you, but to look at the parks. This may be a sour topic for some people. Some people might like planning their outfits and stuff like that, but you don't need to post them on the social media pages. We don't care what you're wearing. You're just tying up valuable space. It's so bad that I can't even scroll past it because I get sick to my stomach and want to throw up. So we don't care what you're wearing.
Don't care.
Don't care. Don't care.
Holy
not too much of a pokey topic there, but it's what I came up with for this week. But that's it.
Well, we gave good information, good news. Thank you, Dave, for a great show. Thanks for great engagement. Thank you all for listening. Really appreciate you. Again, if you have any input at all, be sure to join our socials. Join the page, like the page, join the group. I do it every time. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter X, Snapchat, TikTok. We got some great TikToks. Our producer, Brennan, making great shows by editing and also putting some great content. I also contribute to it as I live near the parks. Dave will do it as he can. Everything at Park Talk Radio. Send us an email, parktalkradio@gmail.com. Send us a text. I may text you back. Anyone here at the show may text you back, Dave or Brennan. Send us a voicemail. I'm not going to pick up the call, but leave us a voicemail. Park Talk Radio call, 407-490-2220. Be sure to have a great night. Be safe. We love you. Dave, any last words?
Leave us your wall of shame, you douche canoes.
Thank you very much.
Leave us your wall of shame.
Have a great night. Have a great time whenever you're listening, and we'll see you in the park.